Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today I'm going to be following up on a video that I did last week on the car thing. This is a device that was created by a garbage streaming company called Spotify. Spotify decided that they were going to create this thing called the car thing. It's something that makes it a little bit more easy for you to listen to Spotify in your car. Instead of using the phone app, you would use this. It's a little bit more intuitive. It has voice commands, some other controls on it. So instead of looking at your phone, instead of looking at the road, which would cause you to die, you can now use the car thing and have a slightly lower likelihood of becoming a statistic, which is a good thing, at least depending on who's in the car. For the most part, we want people to not die on the road. And anything that makes it easier for people to listen to stuff in their car without staring at their phone tends to be a good thing. Lots of people decided to buy this. It was $90 and they bought it and it was discontinued. Now, when I say discontinue, I do not mean the original definition of discontinue. The original definition of discontinue back in my day, I'm old enough to say back in my day. That's triggering. Anyway, back in my day, discontinue meant you had a Game Boy that you bought in 1993, and in 1996, 1997, they came out with the Game Boy Pocket. And when they came out with the Game Boy Pocket, which was a smaller version of the original Game Boy, you could still use your original Game Boy to play all your games. You could play Asteroids, Missile Command, Spanky's Quest, Bomberman, Super Mario, which you actually had to play through the entire thing without saving. Do kids these days know anything about that? And you couldn't save, and you couldn't switch the batteries out in real. You couldn't even plug the DC-in adapter in. If you plugged the DC-in adapter, it would reset the fucking Game Boy. Guess how I figured that out on the second to last level of Super Mario World after 6 hours in? Anyway, you could still play the original Game Boy. It still worked. In 2024, discontinuing a product means it no longer works because modern products and their consumers worship out the altar of the cloud, aka someone else's computer, who could decide whether or not your product works every time you connect to it. Every time you turn on that piece of shit, it connects to the manufacturer's server, and every single time it connects to the manufacturer's server, it is asking the manufacturer's server, "May I please work today?" And the manufacturer at any point in time has the right to say, "No," and the product is gone. This is what they did with the car thing. When you take a look over here, why are you discontinuing car thing? We're discontinuing car thing as a part of our ongoing efforts to streamline our product offerings. Can you imagine anything else while reading this other than the South Park cable guy CEO just rubbing his titties? I cannot. What will happen to my car thing after December 2024? It will be discontinued. It will no longer be operational. What should I do with the device? Reset it and safely dispose of it following local waste guidelines. Now, why am I redoing this video? Because somebody sent me something that I overlooked in my last one. I should just be absolutely flogged for. Take a look at this on life@spotify.com. We want to be part of the solution. The consequences of climate change are mounting by the day, and we all must work to combat it. You see where this is going here. Our responsibility, the climate crisis, is one of the most pressing issues of our time. It's something that affects us all, no matter what you are or what you listen to. We must all work to be part of the solution so that our planet and people can continue to thrive for generations to come. Our approach to tackling the climate crisis is two parts. We're committed to reaching net zero, and we're leveraging our platform to raise awareness and drive engagement among millions of listeners and creators. So what they're actually doing is they're teaching people that when you have a product that's been out for about a year or so, rather than open source the firmware when you discontinue it so that it can continue to be repurposed so that somebody can make it into a Spotify client that still works, or allow them to repurpose it for something else, a tablet, fucking home assistant, thermostat, anything like that. No, what they're doing is they're raising awareness that the right thing to do is streamline your product offerings and tell hundreds of thousands of people to throw their shit away. I have worked with electronics repair and refurbishing for 15 years, and I can tell you, hands down, 90% of the companies out there that are going to say that they recycle e-waste with a certification are going to give that e-waste to another company who gives it to another, who gives it to another, who essentially sends it off to a boat in Africa where it gets burned in a pile somewhere. For the most part, when it comes to this consumer stuff, there really isn't a lot of proper e-waste disposal, which is why it's really important to repair, renew, and reuse. Because when you get to the recycle part, again, a lot of people are not going to do that. It's going to wind up in the garbage. It's going to wind up getting burned somewhere. It's going to end up in the earth. And you know that. You knew that when you discontinued it, but you don't care, which is why you have to hire all these people to rake this nice fancy website and write all this bullshit to hide what you're actually doing. But it gets better. It's not just one advertising page. Oh, no, 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 no. When you take a look over here, they have a 63-page report jerking themselves off about their equity and impact and their climate and all this other bullshit. You have to scroll to page 10 to find what was one of my personally favorite parts in the climate section. So when we get over here to page 10, climate action, reducing our climate impact. We continue to partner with D-Impact, a collaborative project that brings brings together world-class researchers from the University of Bristol and the most innovative media and technology companies to focus on end-use device energy efficiency and decarbonization solutions and digital ad emissions. And you do not need world-class researchers from the fucking University of Bristol to tell you that bricking 100,000 plus devices is not good for the environment. Telling people to take working hardware and throw it away because you cocksucking cunts will not open source the firmware to it because God forbid somebody else make a fucking Spotify client for the hardware that you sold them for $90 that you pieces of shit won't even refund the customer for. No, they can't do that because that would actually be climate friendly. That would actually be good for the environment. That would actually be good for the customer. And the last thing that any one of you fucks ever wants to do is admit when you're wrong or do something that's good for the customer. You want to see how much bullshit they're on here? They literally go over the size of the fucking application. They're this willing to pull shit out of their ass to pretend that they give a fuck about the environment. We reduced the size of our mobile app, limiting the amount of data transferred with each download, and rolled out an app size policy. And they're talking about reducing the company's cloud usage as a pathway towards emissions reductions. Here's one I agree with right here. The one part I'll agree with Spotify. Our engineers continue to optimize and reduce the company's cloud usage as a pathway towards emissions reductions. You know one way that you could help save the world, save the planet, be more environmentally friendly? Reduce your own fucking cloud usage. Buy devices that do not have to connect to the fucking internet in order to work. When you buy something that you own, it cannot be taken away from you. When you get physical media that you have the ability to rip and put into a file that is stored on your own server, you own that. When you have a Rio Karma FLAC and Vorbis player and you have your media on that, that cannot be taken away from you. When you buy hardware that must connect to the cloud to work, whether it is a camera or a thermostat, that shit can be taken away from you. And it can and will be the moment that they decide that they haven't gotten enough money. You know how I reduce my carbon footprint when it comes to the cloud? I don't load your fucking ads. I have PF Blocker NG. I have uBlock Origin. I have AdGuard DNS. That's one of the ways that I reduce my carbon footprint when it comes to cloud and the internet. And that's one way that I think all of you should too. And I'll leave links in the description down below. And frankly, when I read through all this, my grandparents told me that New York City used to be a much different place when they got here than when I was born, particularly with Italians that dealt with waste management. Maybe it's just the Italian in me, but the only thing I think needs to be disposed of according to local waste guidelines are the fucking C-level executives of this company that decided to disable these devices, not open source the firmware, and not give anybody their money back. What I think Spotify customers need to do are file chargebacks. And I know what you're about to say. You're about to say, Louis, I bought the device 2 years ago. I can't file a chargeback. File a chargeback on the service. Spotify Premium is $15 a month. Do the math in your head. Spotify Premium is $15 a month. They stole $90 from you. Therefore, what you do is you call your credit card company and you file a chargeback on the last 6 months of Spotify. They're admitting it right over here. They're literally telling you it is no longer going to be operational and you should throw it away. So you send the credit card company a link to this page as your evidence. And then when Spotify calls you and goes, why'd you file a chargeback on your last 6 months? You know what you tell them? You're streamlining your finances to make it easier to focus on your financial goals. No, really. Works for them. Works for them. Why the fuck can't it work for you? That's what I would do. This whole thing where companies get to say things like this, we are going to take your device. We are going to make it worthless. We are not going to refund you. We are going to put on our website that the thing that you just bought a year ago must be thrown away, while simultaneously allowing them to virtue signal to this degree where they have a 63-page document talking about how they give a fuck about the planet because they are reducing the size of the APK file that they have you download? Nah, bro. No. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. There should be a societal price to pay when just in shame. When a higher level executive at this company goes to a bank, when they go to a Starbucks, when they go to the beach, and somebody says, where do you work? Oh, I'm a manager at Spotify. There should be, the only way this is going to change is if there's some sort of genuine societal shaming for taking part in the enshittification of society. The person who wrote this document should be ashamed of themselves. Whoever wrote this entire 63 pages of shit should be going home and being so depressed that they just put on Tori Amos's Baker Baker over and over again and just listen to it as they cry. Out of shame. Actually, that's not fair. I actually like Tori Amos. That's kind of fucked up. But you get the idea. There really should be some sort of element to this where people actually feel a genuine sense of, I don't want people to know that I work here because that's bad. The level of shame people should feel when they are slightly higher up working at Spotify, when they say who they are and what they do, there should be a level of societal shame attached to that that would be similar to what you would feel if you worked for Bernie Madoff as one of his main bookkeepers. And the people walking up to you to ask what you do were the people whose parents' retirement fund was destroyed by that man. This is not going to change because you make a blog post. It's not going to change because if a law is passed, because it's not going to happen. How do you legislate don't be an asshole? How do you legislate make sure a product works forever? It's something that has to be done culturally, societally. Hey, how's it going? I'm Louis. Nice to meet you. What do you do? Oh, I write the climate initiatives at Spotify. Oh, you just walk away. If somebody came up to me and said that my job is to write this document, I would not shake their hand. I would walk away. I would suggest that my friends do as well. If you put in your Tinder profile that you wrote this, you should get as few matches as I do. There needs to be a price to this. I'm not saying it has to be a physical price. I'm not even saying it has to be a financial one. It has to be some level of shame attached to it. Because to write this type of shit and say this stuff out loud, while on another page of your website you say, we just want to streamline shit, so we're just going to break what you bought and paid for. No. No. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, hope you learned something. Okay. Be my tour guide. What am I looking at?
We're looking south from Sunrise Highway at a bunch of miscellaneous mountains that I'm sure totally have names and that I have no idea what they are.
Is that a golf course over there?
I doubt it. I can't see from my angle. But
you want to come up on this very jagged, very hilly rock?
In my flip-flops? No, thank you.
Hey, okay, that's no excuse. What about where I got the slippery rock? I always come prepared. You see?
That was a poor decision on your part.
I haven't fell down yet.
Yet.
Hey, have some confidence. Have some confidence.
That is most definitely not a golf course. That is a meadow. We have some meadows out here.
Can you make a meadow into a golf course?
Unfortunately, you could.
Why has nobody made that into a golf course yet?
Maybe because it's a national park.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it's a national park. I'm not sure what it is. It's a recreation area. I don't know what it is, but it's protected. No golf courses.
Very pretty.
Yes, it is. This one is worth it. The next one won't be as green, but it will give you some pretty amazing views.
I give this 4.5 stars. What does this look like on sunset? Do you ever come here during sunset?
No, but I've always wanted to.
Yeah, that's far. Yeah, we went pretty far then.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna get a much better view. This is just the tees.
You're such a tease. This looks awesome. What is that?
That is looking out toward the Imperial Valley, which is about 3,000 feet lower than where we're at. Actually, no, it's probably more like 5,000 feet. But in fairness, too bad it's coming from me because it picks up on the clear day actually. 100 miles out. You can kind of see fields out in the distance. That's the fields of Imperial Valley.
Gotta bring binoculars next time. That looks awesome. I don't have enough zoom. Enhance.
When we go up over there, you see that road up there?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go up that road.
Can you see the fields from this? On the phone screen?
With my polarized sunglasses.
Did you ever watch CSI in like 1999, 2000? Remember when they were doing enhance?
Oh my god, oh my god.
You have a fucking Pentium 2.
I hated that.
Tell me more about how you're doing in 90x zoom on your Pentium 2 of a 1 megabyte JPEG file.
Enhance, and it becomes a totally clear picture.
Yeah.
Law and Order did that shit too.
How many people watching this don't know what a CSI is? Some of the most depressing stuff is when I read comments on YouTube, and I'm referencing something from a South Park episode, and somebody will say, like, "What's South Park?" I actually want to go up to the top of that and jump off the cliff when I hear somebody say, "What's South Park?" Or a woman recently that said, "What's Led Zeppelin?" Well,
I've heard of
end of that date.
people not knowing what Gilligan's Island was, and that's painful too.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah,
That's like 20% painful. How much? Like, where would you write that on the 1 to 100 scale? Never seen Gilligan's Island.
Never seeing it, but 65.
I know the name, but I don't know anything about the show.
It's just iconic. They used to run reruns all the time, and it was totally silly. It was an old school sitcom. It was really silly, but it was just kind of happy and positive. It wasn't really angry or nasty jokes. It was just kind of fun.
There's one time I referenced something from Married with Children. It kills me when people don't know what this is. What is that thing over there?
What? Oh, that's a fire pit.
Oh, cool.
You can actually come here and spend the day doing a picnic or something.
That looks like it would be fun.
Seriously, it's drier here.
I know. I know.
Down there.
Yes. I'm wearing the right footwear.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is gonna be fun. Oh God. Oh dear God.
Stand on the stable rock.
Yeah. Spending 17 years living in Bed-Stuy did not prepare me for this. Once you get down to that rock over there, I think the only way out is jumping at that point. It doesn't seem like you have a way down. It doesn't seem like you have a way down after that little bush. You do rock climbing, right? You have this. You have the stuff to use in the car. Are you just saying that because you don't want me to die? Okay, I appreciate you lying about it for the sake of my health. Thank you. All right. I would want to climb down there. That would be insane fun. Rock climbing is no fun when it's done in a safe environment, you know? You gotta use the MacBook repair tools like a dental pick and shit. Stab the side of the mountain with my soldering iron. Oh. You're usually way more prepared than I am, so this is interesting.
I wasn't prepared for a hike. I was prepared for a drive.
So what's worse, flip-flops or dress shoes for walking down the side of a mountain that looks like if I trip, I fall to my death? Did I tell you I have osteoarthritis? Oh, this is fun.
I think they're both pretty bad. Oh my gosh, yeah.
No, unauthorized repairman to unauthorized mountain climber. Oh boy. Oh God. If the dress shoes don't kill me, the arthritis will. Oh God. I don't know if the microphone on the phone picked up that nice little crack. Holy shit. Yeah, that's just a straight fall to death right there. I don't want to be like that guy that died in the birth canal. This I'm okay with. This is the caves I'm not. This is the opposite of a cave. This is beautiful. Every now and then it's really healthy, in my opinion, to go out to the absolute middle of nowhere. No people. No bro. Oh. Where'd it go?
It's right down there.
I see it. I'm gonna guess that it has some mild abrasions on it now.
It's broken.
It's not even scratched.
Are you
God.
serious? Oh, thank goodness.
How the Everything works when it's you. My sink?
Thank you. Oh my God.
How is it not even scratched? Are you serious?
Wow, I can't believe the fall. Oh God. Do you want?
I don't know if you can even hear me. This is the windiest I've ever seen. So look at this little poor caterpillar. This guy is trying to crawl, and he's getting owned, and I feel so bad for him. I wish I could ask him, where are you going? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's literally vibrating as he's trying to move. Oh my God. Which one? Oh man, poor little guy. If I know where he's going, I'll try to block the wind. I wish I could talk to him and ask him where he wants to go. I'd take him there. Oh man. Poor little caterpillar. Oh my God, that was sad. Little guy, tell me where you want to go, man. Here, I'll block the wind for you, bro. Oh, somebody stepped on this one. That makes me so sad. I look at the ground in these areas because I don't want to step on the caterpillar. I would be dying of guilt inside if I stepped on a caterpillar. Well, don't be a caterpillar in an area with 35 or 40 mile per hour winds. It's really bad. That's it for today, and as always, I learned something. This is fucking tragic. Look at it. Well, I feel horrible. Is there a way we can stop the wind? How do you do that? We gotta build a seawall or something on the road over there.
Seawall.
Yeah, it's a seawall. Look, this is sad. I'm completely powerless to help him. Okay, this is the worst of them all. Oh, you poor little guy. Look, they're all getting blown over. This is... I wish I could save all of them. Chat, for the next time I come back here, how do I save these caterpillars? What should I do if I had a brain? I can't watch this anymore. Oh, man. Huh? You sound like an evolutionary biologist geneticist. Look at you. It's almost like you know something about that. You know, usually I don't like it when it looks like there's a cloud because of either winds or just pollution or whatever, but that actually looks cool. Do you see the depth of field effect? Like that over there is perfectly clear, and then over there it's almost like depth of field via cloud instead of depth of field via focus. Would you be able to paint this? I'll get a good picture.